Okay, hey guys, how you doing? Yes, I'm back with another book review. And guys, look, yes, I have read this, and the reason why I did, I went to the library and I got a couple of books, and the reason why I chose to read this book first is because of the title, "Turn to Stone." That's the name of it. Can you see? Mm-hmm. And it's by an Ellie Stone. Okay. Sorry. So this was a pretty good book. I like it. Okay, so she's actually an American girl who went to Italy. She was invited to Italy to accept an award on behalf of her father. Her father passed away 3 years prior, and so she went all the way to Italy to accept this award that this guy, his name was Bondinelli. Yes. He contacted her. He wanted her to come to Italy to get this award for her father, and she accepted it. So she went all the way to Italy. She actually from New York, here in America. So, but she gets over there and whatever, she gets situated. She also likes to take pictures, and she's like a photographer. So she was just taking pictures and everything, waiting because the next day she's supposed to go to this a symposium to accept this award. But the police came to her asking her questions or whatever, and she didn't know what was going on. But come to find out, this guy Bonanelli body was floating in the I guess it's like a little canal. It's called an Envo or something like that, or Avno. One of the two guys, and it's like a little canal that runs through. She actually was in Italy, Florence, and it's a little canal that flows through Florence, and he was his body was found floating in it. Yes, yes. That evening. So she was kind of shocked, and she was trying to figure out, oh my goodness, like, and the guy was saying, and like a lot of people who was there helping him with this symposium was saying that he wouldn't commit suicide. He don't understand what's going on, what happened. And so the detective who was on the case asked them, everyone who was involved in the symposium and all the people who was there at the day that he went, that his body was found floating, that they didn't want him to leave. They wanted him to stay until the investigation was over. And but prior to that, it was going to be like a weekend thing. And after the symposium, they was going to go to this villa to spend a few nights there and everything. And so they wound up. So the guy, his name was Franco, who was like the assistant to Bonavelli. Let's say Bonavelli. Yes. Oh, okay. Bondinelli. That's it. That's a lot of syllables, guys. Excuse me. So, but yeah. So his name was Franco, and he said, Bondinelli would want us to go ahead on and proceed with the event. He didn't want to cancel it, on behalf of his death. But she was just saying how she don't know if she was comfortable with that, or why would they want to continue it, or even have it, knowing that he had ended up dead and this canal. I'm gonna call it canal. They call it an anvil or avenue, something like that in Italy. And what I like about this book is, they have a lot of Italian phrases because everyone there speaks Italian, and pretty much she had to learn how to speak Italian so she'd be able to communicate, and she did. She went and actually, learned Italian prior, because I think they got in touch with her 3 months before the actual symposium, so she had 3 months to learn how to speak Italian. But yeah, but she did pretty well too. What I'm saying, communicating and talking, because she said it took me 3 months, but she had took Italian prior to that because her father was fluent in Italian also, and so she was around it a lot often. What I'm saying, but she just brushed up on it the last 3 months, and she said she got was able to communicate pretty well. For them 3 months and whatever. But this book is pretty good. It's like a little mystery. It's like, oh my goodness, she's like, I wonder what happened to this guy. Because everyone is like, oh, he was a great guy. He was like this saint. But then there's some people also, like a couple of his students, because he was a professor at college also. And some of his students was like, no, he's not. He's not what he claimed to be. You know what I'm saying? Because this was back in 1963. Yes. Yeah, it was in 1963 is the first yeah, let me tell you. Okay, so let me just okay. The first chapter it actually says it's chapter 1. It was Monday, September the 20 oops, excuse me, 23rd. I think that's what it say, 1963. Yes. And so we going back through time in this book, you know what I'm saying? Because she's asking questions about, who he was, his history, what's going on, like who could have did this. And what happened was when they went to the villa after the symposium, it was a couple of them. It was a couple of guys and a couple of girls, and that was his students or whatever. They was also, members of, was also like helping with the symposium. So they all went back to this villa and they was all there and the detective told them, I don't want no one to leave. And then one of the girls got sick, she had a rash and come to find they thought maybe she had rubella, something like that. Mm. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's some kind of disease that you get. It's something like the German measles or something like that. And but come to find out she didn't have it, but they was all on quarantine for a while in there. And what happened was every night that they had dinner and they would go back to the saloon and have a drink, someone would tell a story. And each one of them had like a really incredible story that they told, and there was meaning behind these stories that they was telling. It was good stories. This was a pretty good book. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, it was a guy in here. His name was Laconda, Max Laconda, and he was the owner of the villa. And she was just so judgmental. She just knew that that wasn't his villa because they saying how he was married to another woman, but that never was addressed. Excuse me, they never addressed that at all about him being married to this other woman because he was there with another woman. And what happened was, I guess he started being interested in this woman who's this book is about. The girl came from America. Yes, I guess he just started, feeling some kind of way about her. So he wound up getting rid of the girl that he was there with. It was a lot going on in here, and then they was all just trying their best to, to woo her. All the different guys, like Franco was Lucio, it was another girl in here. Her name was Juliana. It was a Victoria, and yeah, so it's a nice it was a nice full cast in this book, and all the different Italian men were trying their best to get her in the bed, and they were trying their hardest. One was just serenade her constantly with a guitar. It's funny, and it's yeah, and there's some mystery to it too, and it's a lot of history also in this book about because they had to go back to like the war in Italy when I think when it was like the Spanish World War or something like that, and a lot of laws was changing. And look, it's controversial too. Yeah, but I enjoyed it, and I'm thinking maybe if you like something, you like that kind of like a mystery or something. This is a good mystery. I'm not gonna tell you what happened to Ellie, just in case you want to read this book. But yeah, it was pretty good though. But yeah, so she actually found out what happened to him. She was doing her investigating and this and that, and she was asking a lot of questions and snooping around and being nosy and yeah. But I enjoyed. I even had to look up some Italian phrases because it's some, they were speaking Italian, but it's in English, but it was a lot of Italian phrases in here, and she used a lot of different Italian words, and I had to look up and see exactly what they meant and things like that. So I enjoyed that part too. You know what I'm saying? At least, if somebody speaking Italian, I can understand some words just from this book if someone was speaking. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a really good book, and I'm just saying if y'all like something like this and y'all want to read it, I mean, I recommend it because it's a great mystery. It really is, you know what I'm saying? And just the stories alone have and then they the different things they doing and going through, to woo each other. It's like it's a delight. It really is. So yeah, I do recommend this book. She's a little judgmental also on this book. This book is a trip. One minute you don't like it, and the next minute you laughing at the things that she say and do, and then you kindly warming up to her like. And then you like saying this, oh, she's pretty. She's a, and by the end of the book, you're like, yeah, she's an alright person because it was, she okay. Yeah, she was all right. Yeah, I started to like her at the end of it. In the beginning, I was like, she was so judgmental and just so hypocritical a little. Yeah, but I say, yeah, check it out, guys. Yeah, it's Turn to Stone. hmm All right, guys, that's my book review for today, and I'm happy for you to join me. And I want to thank everyone who like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And love you.